Girl, slay the house down boots, mama.
Now that was a bad choice.
Right. No. Don't try to change the subject. Spill the tea.
Okay, but what was she expecting?
Well, that bitch is crazy.
Honestly, pop off.
We should have talked first.
Can you blame her?
She should probably drink a little less. Literally.
Well, let's get into it then.
It's time to spill the tea with Damen B. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Spill the Tea with Damen B, and of course, GG.
Hello.
Graham is just on here. It's a Howard Stern, Robin, Damon Bell, and
scenario.
Graham. Yeah,
Sure.
scenario. It's a crossover.
Yeah.
So
I think what we're bringing is a little bit of what is your generation? Because I'm
I
old
think
and I can't remember. Gen Z versus Gen X or whatever it is. You know? I think I'm Gen X and you're Gen Z, aren't you? Or Gen something.
I'm Gen something.
Yeah.
But
So I think what we're doing is just bringing a little bit of experience.
I'm Googling this quick. Yeah, I'm Gen Z.
Okay.
And you are, well,
Gen X? I think so.
Are you sure you're not a baby boomer?
No, I'm not.
Sorry, I thought I'd throw.
Yeah, if you were here, guess what would have happened? Slap!
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, you are.
I don't need that much Botox.
Oh, okay.
Yet.
Oh my god, I started to cry. Sorry. That was a good one. Okay, so today on the pod we're going to be talking about weight loss.
Oh, yay! Our favorite topic.
Something that I've struggled with forever.
Something that everybody, only the most favored by God don't struggle with weight. That's what I think anyway. I don't think I've ever met a person that doesn't struggle with weight.
Well, let me tell you, I'm not one of God's favorites because 1, gay, 2, gay, 3, fat. I'm just kidding.
You got 3 strikes.
I got 3 strikes going against me here. I'm just kidding. Okay, so weight loss. So, how long have you been trying to lose weight for?
Well, 50 years.
We're just jumping right into it. 50 years and still no progress? How does one manage that?
No. We live in a place that's just fat.
Well, the fast food. Okay,
Yeah.
so fast food.
Yeah.
I love fast food. It's so delicious.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone remembers on the recycling episode, I talked about Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
I walked by it the other day. I said no. I said, I'm not doing this. I said, not today, Satan. And I kept walking. I said, listen, God had 3 strikes against me, but Satan's not getting another one.
Well, and it's hard. I mean, especially when you're working and you're busy, people with children, it's very, very, very hard to not be persuaded into grabbing that fast food rather than cooking.
Right?
However, I do come from a generation where I would cook a meal every, supper time. So I think
that's so true. Okay, I'm gonna give you props here because I do remember. Well, when I came to your house sometimes after school, you would make us supper, even though you literally came home from work, usually later than us, because the school bus would drop us off and you'd just get in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes later. You would, come cook supper and we'd get the table ready. That's basically what we would do. And then we would do the dishes afterwards.
Yes.
But you cooked the supper,
Yeah.
which I was just like, oh my God.
So I'm glad to have come from a generation like that, because I do know now it's even more with my own children and listening to you. There's a lot of stopping at fast food and getting fast food. And I think that leads to a lot more difficulty with weight.
Oh, it definitely does.
Yeah.
Like, just I don't know, thinking about it, you know, if you ate at a fast food joint, well, that's all your calories for the day. Like, you can't eat anything else if you're not trying to gain weight. I mean, you're probably already gaining weight if you had, you know, Big
Hmm.
Mac, large fries, and fucking a drink, you know? So,
Yeah. Yeah, like the drink itself, if you're not drinking diet pop, the drink itself is hundreds of calories
yeah.
and full
And
of sugar that's rotting your teeth,
and with
right?
Diet Pop too. Well, it's not like that.
Yeah, and
It doesn't.
diet pop is bad for you too.
It's bad for you. It's
Hmm.
just it's supposed to not have any calories or whatever, but it's still like bad for you.
Right.
So now I'm just like, it's so hard because throughout the journey of like weight loss, whatever,
Hmm.
I think like 4 months. That's like a max for me. I can only eat healthy for like 4 months max before I have to give in and eat something. So I've done this a couple times where like you know you lose weight, you eat like super healthy, whatever. But then I'm eating so many times a day, which was
Hmm.
insane. I've had personal trainers and people who've made me nutrition plans. And at one point, I had to tell them, I can't eat this much in a day. Like, they had me eating so many sweet potatoes, like oatmeal, and like all
Right.
this stuff.
Right.
Mind you, I was going to the gym and building muscle, but I was just like, it was
Yeah.
all this healthy, nutritious food. And I was just like, I'm full. I can't eat the extra sweet potato and chicken
Right.
breast. And
Right.
you know, I can't do that. And now, ugh, I
Well,
can
and
eat
what I
everything.
found over years, and finally now with the diagnosis of diabetes, what I have found is you should listen to your body because your body is telling you what it needs. And I have always, in my whole life, woken up in the morning and not wanted breakfast. I don't like breakfast. It disgusts me. I almost get sick thinking about it. And what I have realized now, having a sugar meter literally stuck in my arm nonstop and measuring my blood up to the moment, is that my blood sugar spikes every morning to a real high, which I think is what causes me to feel sick. And
Oh,
as that sugar spike starts to go down with now injections of insulin, as it goes down and it gets to a lower, more normal level, I'll start to get hungry. So I actually don't get hungry until 10, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So people have been telling me for years, even with this diabetes, you have to eat, you have to eat, you have to eat breakfast. And now I finally learned, no, I don't, and I'm not going to. Like I will eat a small something at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and then I'm not really even hungry now for lunch. So I started just having a very small salad or soup at lunch and
mhm.
following my body when I am hungry is supper time. So I'm mainly
Yeah.
eating at supper time and I'm losing weight now. Finally, I was starving to death prior to my insulin treatment, which I could maintain my weight for years. I always thought, how come I can eat all this stuff and I really don't ever gain any weight? Well, apparently I was starving to death. I just didn't know it,
Oh,
which
great.
wasn't the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
once I started on this treatment, I started gaining the weight I should have been and very rapidly with what I was eating. So now I've come to a spot where I'm starting to understand my blood sugar levels and how to maintain that and also the calories that I'm taking in because it's all just a juggling game. And what I will tell you, what I've learned over many years is it's about is calories in, calories out. There's
Yeah.
no trick. There's no pill, there's no nothing. It's that's what it is. Now,
I
you
mean,
were on a medication that you were injecting, so let's
yes.
talk about that for a minute.
Okay, so I was on Ozempic before it became a popular TikTok drug or whatever, or like the whole internet knew about it and, you know, celebrities were taking it. Um, my doctor prescribed me a weight loss medication called Or Oralstat, I think it was. Before I was on Ozempic, an Oralstat, you would take it before every meal, and it was supposed to help keep the fat out of your body.
Mhm.
But it would make you go to the washroom a lot. So
Mhm.
literally after every meal, I was going to the washroom. Um, well, that turned out to give me hemorrhoids, and
Ugh.
do I still have those hemorrhoids till this day? Yes, I do.
Ugh.
So, TMI.
Yeah,
So
well, and people need to remember everything has its side effects. So
yeah.
your good thing has a side effect, you know? So you got to weigh those. Mhm.
Exactly. Good news is I'm finally going to see someone in January to get those figured out. It's taken forever to see somebody,
Mhm.
but now I'm finally got an appointment. So that's great.
Good.
So now I told my doctor, I was like, these are giving me really bad hemorrhoids. I need to get off these. Can I go on another medication? So she told me that there's this new one called Ozempic. You know, it's still like in the works. They're not like 100% sure. We went through the risks and stuff. I said, I want to try it.
Right.
Now, Ozempic, I will say, was like one of the best things ever
Mhm.
because my stomach felt shrunk so much. Like you
Mhm.
start at the lowest dose, you know, 0.25 milligrams, and you move up to zero point 0.5 and then 1 milligram. And then I was taking the max dose at 2 milligrams.
Mhm.
So I took that I think for 11 months, I was
Right.
on Ozempic, and I was losing weight like at a really great pace because
Mhm.
I just didn't want to drop all this weight and have really loose skin. So I was still eating like good food, but then like going to the gym and stuff. So I managed to drop 55 pounds. So
Right.
when I first started taking it, I was at 300 pounds. And that I was at 300 pounds because over COVID, I ate my feelings and I didn't go out and do anything. I
Like
literally
like all of us
no.
did.
Like all of us,
Yeah.
except this was the bad part, is I was so close, like, to takeout and stuff. It was so cheap
Oh,
to buy
yeah.
I'd buy
Yeah.
McDonald's once or twice a day, like
Mhm.
2 apple pies, 2
Oh,
cheeseburgers, fries, and a drink. Like, saying that out loud now, it's, like, disgusting. I'm like,
right.
"How did I eat all that?"
Mhm.
But so now with the Ozempic, it really shrunk my stomach down where I wasn't eating as much, like, it was great. I had my portion sizes down, I was losing weight, I felt great, um, and, you know, it was controversial because people with diabetes were taking it because it's meant for people with
Yeah.
diabetes,
Yeah.
um, but it's also was being used for weight loss. Now, when I was in school, I started this medication, and the government covered the drug cost. Now that I'm working full time and have full
For the
time
government.
benefits, yeah, I am working for the government. However, the government will not pay for my
Right.
benefits
It
anymore.
doesn't cover it.
It doesn't cover it, even though it says 100% drug
Mhm.
coverage, but through Health Canada hasn't labeled Ozempic as an official weight loss medication. Therefore, it's an off-label medication, and my insurance company won't pay for it. Which I just want to say I thought was stupid. I literally was so frustrated because I'm like, well, what if I just stopped working? It would be
Right.
paid for again. I was like, this is not an incentive to work. This is.
Right. Yeah,
I just
and
want
they I mean,
to.
it's a helpful drug. One of the things about it is once you stop it, which you found out.
Oh, yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
I stopped it well, now it would've been 2 months ago, I think?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, 2 months ago. Um, your stomach comes back
Mhm.
and or your hunger. So,
Mhm.
you know, the Ozempic suppresses your appetite. Unfortunately, that appetite's still there, like, you
Yeah.
know, when you're
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So, I'm having a hard time right now still trying to eat less food than I normally would, just like same
Right.
meals, just less food. So, I've gained back. So, my lowest was 245 pounds that I got down to, and coming off the Ozempic, I've now got back up to 255. And I'm really trying to get down. I was wavering between 250, 255. I stepped on the scale this morning and it was at 255. I thought, holy Jesus, I'm not going back to the where I was. I need
No.
to really start hustling here. So now I've looked up like, you know, granola bar recipes where it's literally just oats and eggs and like baking powder and stuff to
Mhm.
like, you know, and
Yep.
trying to incorporate more fiber into my diet and
Yeah.
just
Yep.
things to try to help me keep fuller and stuff because
Mhm.
I find myself starving like throughout the day and I'm
Mhm.
just like, okay, I need to eat something that has protein and I need to eat something that has vegetables. So that's what I try to do every day. And then it's so heartbreaking though when you come home, step on the scale, and it's like I've gained weight.
Yeah, and scales, I think, like, I haven't been on a scale in I don't know how long. Maybe 5 years. is the last time. Well, I'm sure I did at the doctor was the last time.
Mm,
So and that always is disappointing and
yeah.
so and
Oh,
sad. So I don't
and
like to do that. So what I do is try to follow my clothing. And
mm,
where I got to was I was spilling out of all of my clothes, and I decided, am I buying a whole new wardrobe? Which, if you saw my closet, like that's just not affordable.
no.
Or am I going to lose weight and get back into most of these clothes that I've never worn
Yeah.
before. So I've decided and made a conscious effort, and I'm slowly getting there. But I did, you know what I did try, and people might be interested in this, and you might be too, is the Noom diet. And I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's an online diet, and it's not a diet. It's actually changes your it changes your mindset. And it did help. Like I'm not on it now,
Mhm,
but I did go through like a 6-month thing with it. And what it taught you was I always had this idea that I had to start a diet on Monday,
mhm.
and if I fell off it on Thursday, well, that was it. And I'd have to wait till, 3 Mondays later because nothing ever worked out, and you know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
this diet trains you and your brain to understand, number 1, that it doesn't matter what day it is, and it doesn't matter if you fall off and have a chocolate bar.
Mhm.
Well, you're going to do that. That's human nature. So how do you compensate for that with I can eat so much of this, or I can eat this small amount of this. So it's calorie counting in a way, but
Yeah.
it's also changing your mindset to say it's okay to have a piece of cheesecake. Just how are you going to counter that? What are you going to give up
Yeah. I
for that?
So I kind of learned that mindset almost now because, like, when I went out drinking,
Hmm.
I had fries and stuff, and I didn't feel guilty about that. But then the
Right.
next day, I knew, okay, we got to get back on track. It's all
Right.
about getting back on that horse. Like, you fall off, you
Yes.
get back on the horse.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, I had lean ground beef with vegetables and like a
Hmm.
quarter cup of rice for
Yeah.
lunch. So it's just like,
So
okay, well,
maybe, yeah, like during what I do generally now, and I am losing weight and I am being successful, is during the week, because of my environment, I can really, really um, control it and control
mhm,
because I don't leave my home. I work from home. So I can control what's in my house with my grocery shopping, and then I can really control what I'm eating. And like I said, I'm not hungry in the morning, so why am I filling myself with something that's causing my blood sugar to go nuts? I
yeah.
just eat small amounts. And then what I've done too, if anybody is having trouble, is cutting out carbs. Like every other supper or dinner, I won't have any carbs. So just salad, just meat
Oh,
every
okay.
other
So
dinner. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't have any carbs. Tuesday, Thursday, I'll have like rice or maybe a potato or something with it. And that's
oh,
really,
damn.
really, really, really helped. And another thing that's helped, and I'm going to tell everyone, if you work for somebody and you're getting paid for your breaks, and or you sit all day, that's what I do, and a lot of people nowadays do. If you don't, you're probably not fat. But if you sit all day at a computer, but you're getting paid and they tell you to get up and stretch every hour, for
Mhm,
5 minutes. Literally get up and stretch. Get down on the floor and stretch. Do some sit-ups, do some leg lifts, do some even if you're in an office, who cares? Right? Take your break
yeah.
instead of going down to the cafeteria and eating all their sugary garbage. Take your break, your 15,
Oh,
well, we all know you take 20, 25 minutes. So take
well, I
15 of those and go for a walk or do some
yeah,
exercise.
wow, that really hit home because I'm the person that goes to the cafeteria and gets a
Well,
brownie,
and listen,
so
feel good. They're paying you to exercise. That's the whole thought. That is what makes me do it. is that they're literally paying me to exercise, and I just love it. I hate exercise, but I
Mhm.
love being paid for it.
I guess that's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah, it works.
Oh.
I'm, like, doing
And
sit-ups, leg lifts. Oh my god, you wouldn't believe what's going on here.
so hopefully your boss does not listen to the podcast.
Well, I'm doing it on my breaks, and I only
Yeah,
do it like 5 minutes if I'm getting up to go to the washroom, and on my way back, I'll grab my weights and do like 3 minutes of whatever, and then come and sit down, work again for, just
damn.
washroom breaks and just my, what should be my coffee breaks.
Yeah, you're
And then, and I'm telling you, I'm getting 30 to 45 minutes of exercise every day doing that.
that's really good. See, I walk to work every day, and it's a
Yeah,
20-minute
that's
walk
good.
there, 20-minute walk back. And then since my apartment doesn't have an elevator, I'm doing 3.5 flights of stairs every day. So,
Yeah, that's good.
like,
So you should be looking at your ratio of calories in, calories out, right? If you're
yeah,
outputting that much that and you're maintaining your weight, you're eating enough to
yeah.
maintain your weight. So you have to figure out what to get rid of in the
Gotta eat a
calories.
little less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anybody who says, "Oh, you know what? I've done everything and I just can't lose weight," you're full of shit. And you're really literally fooling yourself.
Reel it in, grandma, reel it in.
Well, I'm just
Just
saying
kidding.
because 'cause I've done it myself. "Oh, I don't know. I don't know how this is happening," and then down there gobbling a bag of chips. Well, you
Yeah.
know how it's happening.
So what I've learned because from myself, I can't have any junk food around me because I'll eat it right away. I
Right.
won't have self-control. That's one thing I don't have when it comes to unhealthy food or something. And if I get emotional, if I'm having a bad day, all I want to do is eat. So if I'm in my house, so this is how I kind of counterbalance it. So if I'm in my house and I don't have anything chocolatey, I'll eat yogurt, I'll eat something healthy, whatever, if I don't have anything around me, right?
Right.
And if I'm breaking down, I can go to the grocery store. But this is where my laziness kicks in. It's like, well, I'm not walking all the way to the grocery
I'm not
store to
going
buy
down those
cookies.
stairs.
I'm going down those fucking flights of stairs.
Yeah,
So
coming back up them.
let me you're out of breath when you got to the top. Now I'm doing good because I've been doing them for months. But
Oh, that's good.
at the start, I'm like, holy shit. Actually, let me tell you something. When I gotta do 3 loads of laundry and it's in the
Oh.
basement and
Oh,
it's 4.5 flights, oh my
well, and
god.
here's what you should do. What I got is those
What? What
weights.
should I do?
Those weights you put on your ankles, and
Shut up. I'm not
I wear
no.
those all morning till noon every
I'll make
day.
it. No, I'll make it to the second flight of stairs and I will start to cry.
Yeah,
I will drop.
I don't have 3 flights of stairs, I only have
Yeah,
1. Yeah,
exactly. So shut your mouth. Just kidding.
but it's enough.
Yeah.
So, if people are out there and they're thinking, "I can't lose weight, I can't exercise," think about it like I'm thinking, because I would do that all the time. "I can't exercise, I don't have time." Now, if I would have thought of this, that they're paying me to do it,
Yeah.
I would have been doing it right in my office when I was working in my office. I would have done it. I would have brought a yoga mat and I would have exercised right there, got down on the floor and exercised because they're paying you. They're paying you to get up and stretch. They're paying you to,
Mhm.
put those weights around your ankles and do a few leg lifts while you're sitting at your computer. They're paying you for that. They want you to be healthy. Your work wants you
So
to live forever and work forever.
So maybe I'll start doing that because I find at the end of the day, like after working 8 hours, I have no energy to go to the gym. So I
Right.
haven't been
Yeah,
going.
exactly. Who's leaving work after, 7.5 hours of sitting
Yeah.
and then going off to the gym? It's very, very hard to do. And that was a part of my problem too when I were even working at home. It's like, oh,
Oh,
I got to wait until I'm done work. Well, I'm always better in the morning. So now I do everything before noon, like all my exercises that I want to get done before noon.
oh. And
Yeah.
so during the pandemic, because I lived in student housing, so I literally, this was my day. I'd wake up from bed, go to my desk, go work at my desk, and then have my classes at my desk, and then I would go back to my bed. So that was my day. My
Yeah.
exercise was those 5 steps from my desk to my bed.
Right.
And
and then
occasionally
wonder, and then you go, "Oh, how did I gain all that weight? I don't
well,
understand."
I would also take an extra 25 steps to the door to collect my McDonald's order that I
Right,
Uber
and I was
Eated.
gonna say, what
Yeah.
exactly were you eating? Now, my
Well,
thing here is I live in the country, so for me
mhm.
to get any type of fast food, it's not even worth it. It's like
Yeah.
25 minutes. So, I mean, I'm always eating like homemade food for the most part. And you know, that I have to say, if you can do anything, go to the grocery store and buy your food because
Yes.
stuff made in anywhere else has no calories in it, is just garbage. It's just
And
crap.
you'll save money. You'll save
Yes,
money
and you'll
too.
save money and you'll lose weight. You will.
And
If
you'll
you
lose
even if you make the same meals,
mhm.
that say you buy like you were doing the sausage and egg whatever in the morning, or a biscuit, or whatever they have at McDonald's. If you
Yeah.
make that at home, I swear to God, you will lose weight and you'll save money.
So nothing but pros, really.
Really.
Like, really, yeah.
Absolutely.
Nothing but
Absolutely.
pros.
It's a bad thing when you throw your food in the back of your car and it looks exactly the same 6 months later. I'm just
That okay.
saying, right? So,
That's
and that's
true.
what happens with McDonald's food. It is so
Mhm.
full of preservatives, so full. Like I think it's just a ball of poison. No, not that's not saying I don't go down there and just like the other day I went and got French fries. Honest to God. Oh,
I know. Um, they're so good. But let's
oh,
talk about different diets. So, because I tried keto, and that actually worked for a little while, but then when you get off keto, it all kinda comes back.
yeah. I
Um
think I think like any fad diet,
mhm.
it will work. Like it's just like your grandpa does his oh, what do you call that? Cabbage soup diet. Um,
Um,
and it does work until you stop doing it. So, and most diets, like I had a friend who used to fad diet all the time. She would lose like 60 pounds. Then she'd gain
Jesus.
65. Then she'd lose 70 pounds. Then she'd gain 80 back.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, what were these fad diets? Because ideally,
Oh, they're just like,
I
oh, crazy, stupid things. Like she'd eat those, that Jenny Craig. Is it Jenny Craig?
oh,
What's the
okay.
meal one you can buy? You can buy
Weight
the meals.
Watchers? Is it
No,
Weight Watchers? No.
no. Is it Jenny Craig? I think it's Jenny Craig. You can buy the
Okay.
food. And so she'd buy that. She'd get gallstones. She'd
Oh
lose,
my god.
yeah, all this weight and then go off it and gain more weight than she lost because it's
Damn.
not sustainable. And when you're doing these fad diets, you're not teaching yourself. And this is what I found out over all the years. If I would have known this 30 years ago, it would have been great. Is it's calories in, calories out. So it you just
You
have to
hear that,
find out.
people?
Yeah.
Calories in, calories
And
out.
it doesn't matter about exercise. You can lose weight without exercising. You
Yeah.
can exercise and not lose weight. Those two things do not have to be together. And if you're feeling like I'm really, really, really heavy and I just can't exercise, then just start watching your calories. And the best thing, remember I told you about that app for
Yes,
your
yeah,
phone?
what is it called?
LifeSum is the one I have now on my
Yeah, and
phone.
then you just scan the barcodes and stuff
Right.
in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the things you can do, even if you're not trying to lose weight, or if you're thinking about dieting, or you're thinking about starting to count, like control your calories. And if you're thinking about that, take that app and just put in there, even before you start controlling your calories, put in there what you eat every day for a week, and you will go, oh my God, no wonder I am that fat.
And you can't cheat either. You have to actually do it because
Yeah,
that's the thing. I'm like, "Okay, well, I just had a banana, so that doesn't count," but it does count. You have to
absolutely.
include everything. You have to and then once you see it for a week, then it's just like, "Holy shit, no wonder why I'm the size that I am."
Right.
So, you have
Right.
to do it.
Right. And there's no one, if you're cheating, you're only cheating yourself. Just remember that. So
Yeah.
the days that I go, well, I'm not going to do these sit-ups because, I'll just do them tomorrow. Well, who am I talking to? Number 1, I don't know. And number 2, that's only hurting me. It's not hurting
Yeah.
anyone else. I'm not getting away with anything. Nobody cares. And again, nobody believes you when you say, I don't know, I'm not eating. I don't know why I can't lose weight. Nobody
Yeah.
believes you. Everybody knows that you're eating enough to maintain your weight.
Also, a huge contribution to weight gain is the liquids that you put inside yourself. So juices and
Yes.
pops, drink
Pop and
water.
juice.
Okay, so this is what I do. I love like Coke or anything that would make, the bubbly what is that called? Carbonated drinks. Love carbonated drinks. So I made myself love like sparkling water. So I got myself a soda stream
Oh,
and
oh, nice.
because that way it's still water
Mm,
and but I'm getting what I'm craving, which is that carbonated drink.
right.
And then you can
Now,
add stuff to it.
there is
Um
there is thought that carbonation in itself, and I don't know. You can decide this, but carbonation in itself, if you're trying to lose weight, carbonation actually expands your stomach. Do you know what I mean? So the
well,
bubbles.
that would make sense.
And
Yes.
so you may feel like you're more hungry by still having even carbonated diet drinks or carbonated water, things like that might add to your hunger. But I just say get rid of all pop, any kind of
Yeah.
pop. And juice, be careful with it because read the calories. I mean, you
Oh,
look at
orange
orange
juice?
juice,
Oh god.
it's terrible for calories. Now, it's not terrible because you do need fruit and vegetables in your diet,
Mhm.
but go have an orange
Yes.
or fresh squeeze orange juice and don't put any sugar in it because the calories in and even a calorie in an orange is it's quite high and the sugar content is quite high. So be careful.
Right? Because I know, I used to think, "Well, I'm gonna have 3 glasses of orange juice because
600
I'm."
calories later.
Yeah, exactly, you know?
Yes,
Uh,
yeah. And
but
people
anyway
do that too with Tim Hortons coffees. And I've talked to people and they, well,
yeah,
I don't know why I'm this big, blah, blah, blah. And like I've said to them before, well, how many coffee do you have? Because everybody loves their Tim Hortons, right? Their
yeah.
Timmies. And they'll be, oh, I have one in the morning. And then I go for one at break. Then I have one at lunch. Oh, and you got to have one at 2. And then I grab one on my way home. So they have 5. And they're 250 to 300 calories each. That's what
Yeah.
I can eat in a day. That's the
5
calories I can have.
coffees? 5
Mhm.
that's insane. Who's drinking 5 coffees a day? Jeez Louise.
Well, and they're doing double, double or triple, triple, and once you
Oh,
do
that's
that,
yeah.
there's 300 calories, that's 1,500 calories, and on what I'm doing right now, trying to lose the weight, I can only have 1,200 calories. So that's over the amount of calories I can have in a day, some people have just in coffee.
See, you gotta watch the liquids that you're putting inside you because
Mhm.
that it adds up so quick. So that's why I'm like, I just drink water and then I do my soda stream. I don't care if it makes my stomach expand. I crave
Mm.
that carbonated feeling. So it's just like it's better than pop, you know? And I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm just gonna do that. But
Yep.
I have what is those? The Mios or
Oh, yeah, the
the light
Mio little
yeah.
things, yeah, and I don't know how good they are for you as far as, like, they
Yeah.
look like little containers of, chemicals.
Containers yeah, containers of chemicals. But I will say I was just like at least you're not drinking pop, right? You can only drink so much
Right,
water,
and
which
I'll have that
yeah.
too because for my diabetes, I can't have any kind of juice ever again. Not orange juice, not apple juice, not any kind, and so the only thing I can, like, I all I drink is water, and the only thing I can do is those little meals or whatever every once in a while
Yeah.
just for a to change it up.
Yeah, just once in a while. I don't do
Yeah,
it every day. Maybe,
yeah.
like, once a month I'll do it
Mhm,
because I'm actually okay with water, but then, like, once a month, I'm like, "I want something sweet.
mhm.
I want, like, fruit punch or something." So then
Yeah.
that's when you squirt some of it in.
Yeah, and especially
But
summertime, you want something
yes.
different or you wanna
Refreshing.
yeah.
Oh, alcohol beverages, that's another category.
Mm.
Oh my god. Alcohol beverages, the amount of sugar in them and,
Okay,
like,
and
oh.
the amount of beer I drink, which let's not
Yeah.
even go there with the diabetes and oh my gosh, it's a bad state of affairs, that is. So, anyway, I'm not even gonna say anything about it. I just say sometimes you also have to live.
Yeah, but then you gotta get back on that horse. You gotta get back
Yes,
on the
then
horse.
you get back on the horse the next day
Yeah.
when you're so hungover, you can't even stand it. You can't stand food anyway, so
Right. Okay. No, I have a mantra now. So I decided I'm gonna have a mantra to help me lose weight. Now
okay.
it's this drag queen, so you're gonna love it. Her name's Raja, and she was doing like an interview, I think on the pit stop with one of my favorite drag queens. Her name's Bob the drag queen, and she
Oh.
goes, "If you don't want to be, what was it? If you don't want to be fat, then just don't be fat." And I'm like, "Oh my god, isn't it so true?"
Yeah, and it is very, very true. We're all our own worst enemy in
Yeah.
that department, and we all um, create like even nobody's perfect and nobody does everything perfectly or right. Well, you do see some movie stars, but when we're
Yeah.
comparing, let's just do this too. When you're comparing yourself to a movie star, just remember number 1, genetically, those movie stars, they are almost perfect to begin with. Their bodies and everything, they almost have to be. There's a type. And they're pretty perfect to begin with. And then they get paid and not like getting paid for my little 5 minutes of stretches. They get paid literally to exercise 4 and 5 hours a day. So
Oh, yeah, they'll
we
hire personal trainers for
right,
them and, like,
right,
people to cook their food so
right.
they can go be in the Avengers movie and stuff.
Right.
So
So don't try and compare yourself to movie stars because you just never get there. You can't
well
unless you have millions of dollars.
well, if I ever get cast for a movie, I might just be a movie star. You never know when I get a
You
personal
never know.
trainer,
That's true.
and
That's
yeah,
true.
because you don't know what's underneath all this. It's
Well,
just
you know what?
protection.
And you can go now. The greatest thing in the world is you can go on any like YouTube and pick up like 5 minute, 10 minute exercises that you can do for free. You don't need a personal trainer. You need minimal equipment, and you can literally get in shape. You can diet by that's mind over matter and just doing
Mhm.
it the best you can. The best thing I would do is get one of those calorie counting apps. That has helped me so much.
Yes. So I have a personal goal for myself, and I'm gonna put it out there because now I gotta stick to it because everyone knows that I want to be 200 pounds by my next birthday,
I
which
think
is June.
200 is too small, but anyway.
Okay, grandma.
Okay.
Well, I want to be 200 pounds by June 20th because that's what I was before COVID. And
Not to
I,
mention you're 6 feet tall, so I think
well, actually,
220 is pretty good.
well,
Uh,
actually, I got my coworkers to measure me at work because I went to the doctor's office
mm,
and they told me I wasn't 6 feet tall. They gave me centimeters, which I'm like, I don't fucking know centimeters. Give it
yeah,
to me in inches.
right.
So then I like Google the measurement or whatever. Like that's not right or whatever. So then I got my coworkers to measure me. Turns out I'm like 5'11 and a half.
Oh,
So well, let's just round up to 6 feet because
yeah.
it's only half an inch. But then it's like when I walk, out of like a pharmacy or an LCBO or something,
Mhm.
and I'm like, because when I did work at the LCBO, like I got measured against the door or whatever, and I hit the 6 foot mark.
Right.
So I was like, let's just say I'm 6 feet.
Yeah, you are 6 feet, and I think 220 at 6 feet is a very, very nice size.
Well,
200, you'll look like a bobblehead.
what? No.
I think that
Okay. Well,
people
guess
that
what?
lose too much weight and are at the Canada Food guide or whatever
Oh my
weight that they're supposed to be, I think that they look like bobbleheads.
well, grandma, I'm supposed to be 180 pounds,
Oh
that's
my
6
god,
foot.
you would look like you no.
Exactly, so 200's a good weight, and by the way, when I was 300 pounds, I looked like a fucking Cabbage Patch doll.
Well,
I'd rather look like a
I think you look
bobblehead.
just fine.
Oh, okay. You know what? I called my mom or whatever. I was like, "Oh, mom, I just gained like 5 pounds back." She goes, "Now, don't you be going back and putting on all that weight again. Your head looks so small compared to your body, and I'm not putting up with that
Oh
again."
my god,
So I go, "Holy fuck!"
what?
And then she starts to giggle, right? And she starts laughing. She's like, "I didn't want to tell you when you were that size, because
She
you
didn't
were."
wanna hurt your feelings?
She didn't want to hurt my feelings, but she's like, "Now you know the truth." So she's like, "You could never go back to 300 pounds.
Never.
Never." And I was like, "Holy fuck, okay."
Oh,
But
that's
then
funny.
I would make a joke about it because obviously I knew I was like obese, morbidly obese. If you ever want to be read for filth, by the way, go to your doctor because I was told I was
Oh,
morbidly obese, and this is why I went on medication or whatever, right?
yeah.
So hearing that you're morbidly obese, now I'm just like obese. I think I'm
Right,
obese, but
right.
not morbidly obese. So we're okay.
Yeah.
But when
Yes.
I was 300 pounds, I was morbidly obese. And oh my God, it was just the worst feeling in the world. But I
Yeah.
kept making jokes and saying, well, I'm halfway to my 600-pound life. I might as well just keep going, get on there, have the
Exactly.
surgery.
And if you are having trouble losing weight, that is a good show, honestly,
Yeah.
to watch.
Oh,
It
On
is.
let me tell you, when I'm watching that,
Mhm.
okay, so I went through a journey with this.
Mhm.
I'm like, holy fuck, who could eat that much food? That's disgusting, to being, oh my God, I'm turning into this person. I can't let this happen. To like, holy fuck, we need to kick it into high gear. I am this person. It's happening. I'm halfway there. I
Oh,
need to
I
get the
was gonna
surgery
call Doctor
now.
Now
Oh my shut you had Doctor Now ready, like, you had the numbers
on
dialed in,
standby.
on standby. You s you
Yeah.
said, "Damon, you gained 2 more pounds. I'm hitting the call button. We're getting you the surgery."
But he actually has a lot of good, um, dieting not dieting, I don't wanna call it dieting because really it's really a lifestyle, but he has a lot of good tips if you watch that show and can get through. I get very jealous of them eating all that delicious food
Shut
at the
Are you
beginning.
kidding?
It's like, "Oh my god." Don't you wish though sometimes? Like they're
Well, no
getting
no,
pizzas
no, 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 no.
delivered and hamburgers and like everything coming to the
No,
door or
you know
someone's
what
bringing
I'm
it to
jealous
them.
of? I'm
What?
jealous that they have a sexual partner, where I'm over here, I'm like, "I must be ugly as
Yeah,
fuck because no one
yeah,
wants
they
to fuck
always have
me."
a partner too,
But they
right?
everyone on that fucking show has a partner. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Life's not fair. Let me tell you that right now. I'm just like, no one ever, I ever had a long-term relationship or a boyfriend for, and I'm just like, what the actual fuck? These people are out here and they want them to be fat too. People will sabotage them like their partner. I don't
No,
want you to
they're
lose
bringing
weight.
home that's what I'm saying, they're bringing home all the like, the dozen donuts for
Oh
breakfast and
my
the
god.
oh, wow, the pizza and the everything. They're bringing it all to them, and I'm at the beginning of the show, I'm always a little jealous of them because they actually just can go to town on that stuff and eat
Right?
all that, which I just want to. I love that kind of food. But
Mhm.
then as you listen to the show you will get some good tips like that. I believe that the soda, the carbonation
Yeah.
came from that show. He was
Oh,
saying
okay.
because he won't allow them to drink anything but water, because even pops
Yeah.
have the carbonation, which cause the stomach to
Oh.
yeah get a little. But I think anything in moderation is okay, right?
Yeah.
So, as long as you're not doing it like nonstop, but these people were drinking 2 liters, 2-liter bottles. Like, you
Oh,
or I
yeah,
might go
Coke.
out and buy a bottle of pop.
Mhm.
These people, like a normal bottle, which the Canadian government made smaller, but these people were buying 2-liter bottles. That's what they were drinking each time they drank pop, which was
Okay.
all day long.
So, Okay, now I'm like in a realization. Looking back when I was getting to up to my 300 pounds, I'd order pizza at least once a week, and they used to
Oh,
have deals on. So I'd get
oh, pizza.
two large pizzas or something from Pizza Pizza. Shout out to Pizza Pizza, you fueled my
Oh,
addiction. And
yes.
then they'd also have deals where you could get a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi or something,
Mhm.
and funnel
And
sticks
then yeah,
with
or
your
cheesy
oh my
cheesy
god,
bread, more bread to go with the bread.
more
Yeah,
fucking
and the
bread and
cheese. More cheese and bread.
I literally so that was the hardest thing. You have to delete the apps. You just have to. You have to delete the app. If you give
Well,
yourself
and
oh,
say to yourself, like I was saying, try going for the week, you know,
mhm,
do that at home. Make your breakfast, make it yourself. You'll save a ton of money. Make
yeah,
your lunch if you're going to work and even if you're at home, and make your dinners, and then say, "Okay, I'm going to treat myself." Go out for dinner on Friday or Saturday or
yeah.
both. But try and just have good choices on one of them, you know?
And I will say it's hard when you haven't been doing it, it's hard to start, but as soon as you start doing it, then it gets easier.
Yeah.
After 2 weeks of going out buying groceries, making your lunches and
Mhm.
making your breakfast and stuff, it finally gets easier and then but see, like, as soon as you get off that horse, it's hard to get back on, so you have to jump on it right away. Because as soon as it's 3 days of not making lunches in a row, you're never wanna gonna do it again. So you gotta keep
Right.
on,
But
like
stay in the mindset that it's okay on the 4th
yeah,
day to go ahead and make the 5th day's lunch. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, don't think, "Oh, I have to wait till Monday." Just
yeah,
do it that day, and start again. Don't, because that was always my mindset. I have to start at the beginning of the week.
mhm.
And you don't have to.
Yeah,
You can
that's
start in the middle of the week. You can start on the weekend. You can do whatever you want.
that just doesn't seem right to me, but okay. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, we've talked about weight loss for 46 minutes,
Yeah,
which
it
is
seems to be a hot
insane.
topic, so hopefully we'll come
It's a
back to
hot
it
topic.
and
Hopefully,
maybe
we'll come back to it.
see how each other is doing
Yeah, okay. I
in a
like
month or
that.
so, and if we stayed, or what kind of things we might run into along the way, because
Yeah.
you always do.
Well,
Christmas
by
is
June
coming.
oh god, that's I told all the people that I'm visiting, I'm like, "You're not sending me home with any food." Because I just don't have a control. We're limiting the amount of cookies we're making this year. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah, it's hard. I know at Christmas is very hard, and this year, thankfully, we're going to be literally alone,
oh,
and I'm
thank God.
happy about
I'm
that.
just
I
kidding.
really am, because I can't have sugar and I can't have cookies and stuff, and I seem to want that just at Christmas time. I'm not a big cookie person,
Mm.
but at Christmas I really like that. So this year, I'm glad we're just not going to have any of that, and I'm not going to make anything, um, you know, treat wise, and Grandpa will just have to suffer.
Suffer with you.
Yes,
Oh my God. That poor man. I'm just kidding.
he gets nothing.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
well, thank you everyone for listening, and hopefully we've helped inspire you or helped you get back on your horse. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Again, I'm your host, Damon B, and I hope you enjoyed spilling the tea with me.